Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to you as ever from on the sand next to the waves at Little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia, joined today by Mark Hunter. Mark, a very, very warm welcome. Where are you calling in from?
Well, I'm calling in from Nebraska, which is right in the middle of the United States.
Yeah, so very close to me. So for those of you who don't know Mark, he's known as the sales hunter. He travels more than 200 days a year, and right now we are keeping him from dinner with his wife, which doesn't happen that often, I imagine. So we'll get straight to it. He's speaking and consulting for those 200 plus days a year with some pretty big names. Kawasaki, Sony, BP, American Express, just to name a few. He's a LinkedIn top voice. He's a top 30 global sales guru, top 30 in the world. And his book, High Profit Prospecting, is being ranked as one of the top 100 sales books ever written. So it's a real privilege and a pleasure to have you here. Mark, our title today is How to Find Better Leads That You Can Close at Full Price. And Mark's going to tell us how to do that in just 7 minutes. Mark, your 7 minutes starts now. Question number one, who is your ideal client?
Well, my ideal client is really any salesperson or sales team that is struggling to find great prospects. Because here's the thing. So many times salespeople wind up with prospects that are nothing more than, people with a heartbeat. What you want is you want that ideal prospect who matches up with the outcome that you can deliver. That way you can close them at full price.
So question number two, 6.5 minutes left. How would you describe the problem that your clients have before they get to you?
Well, sure. This is the problem because they wind up closing too many sales, having to discount. It's a question I love to ask salespeople. Hey, how often do you have to discount your price to close a deal? Oh, too much. Wait, a lot. I say that's because you're starting off with the wrong prospect. Get the right prospect, you close at full price.
Absolutely. Thank you. So question number three, 6 minutes left. What are some of the typical symptoms that your ideal client would experience before they find your service?
Well, a lack of profit, simply going out of business. No, really more. What I find happening, one of the symptoms is people will sit there and say, well, we're going to give them a discount this deal. And then when they come back and buy more, then we'll be able to increase their price. Bad idea. Because as soon as you give a lower price to somebody one time, guess what? That becomes the price they expect every time. If you don't establish the right value from the beginning, you have little chance of ever being successful. So that's one of the big symptoms. The second big symptom is the fact that they just can't close the deal. They can't close the deal because they spend all their time negotiating, again, because they failed to prospect properly.
Right. Thank you. Very clear. 5 minutes left, and this is question number 4. Some of the common mistakes that people make, they're going to try and solve this problem of having to discount. They're going to try to solve the problem of not hitting sales quota and targets, etc. What are some of the mistakes they're going to make before they find you and high profit prospecting?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes they make is they spend far too much time negotiating. It's interesting. I have a line, sell first, negotiate second. If you do a really good job of selling now, what is selling? That's understanding what the customer is looking for. If you understand better what the customer is looking for, it's amazing how little you have to negotiate. So that clearly is one of the big problems that they have. Second big problem is the fact that they just have this sales pipeline that is just jumped up in the middle. They can't get stuff to move because they wound up putting too much stuff into it, but they don't know how to pull it through the bottom. You know what? That's a sewer pipe. What you want is a water tap. It just flows right through.
Very nice. It's not a pipeline at all. It's a sewer pipe.
It is a sewer pipe, a backed up sewer pipe.
So it sounds like one of the mistakes is they're putting more prospects. It's really just suspects into that sewer pipe.
Without doubt, they are suspects. They have a heartbeat, but I got a dog. My dog has a heartbeat. My dog's not buying anything from me.
And so you're like the plumber that comes along and unblocks the drain and starts showing how to stick some decent prospects in that pipeline.
I am the plumber. It's a little stinky. Okay, we'll forget the puns.
Not a Watergate plumber. And those of you who are under 30 will probably not understand what that means, but Google it, okay?
There you go.
So just over 3 minutes left, and we're doing well on time. Question number 5 is, what's one valuable free action that an audience member can take that may not solve the whole problem? They might need you for that, but it's going to help them take a step closer to solving it.
Well, one of the best free things is first of all, you're not selling anything. You are not selling anything. What you're doing is you're helping customers see and achieve something that they didn't think was possible. Now, how do you go about doing that? That's by focusing on the outcome. It's amazing when you focus on the outcome that the customer is looking for. It's amazing how they'll begin to see value. They'll begin to see more reason. And guess what? They will begin to realize that they are willing to pay you full price and even more. Because if I can help you solve a problem that you have, and it's a big enough problem, you'll pay me any amount of money for it. That's what salespeople need to be focusing in on.
So focus on the outcome. And that comes back to your point before, that this is predicated on having the right prospect.
Right. Because if you start off with the right prospect, it's amazing how much easier it is to move them through.
Because your solution is aligned to the outcome that they're seeking.
Right.
Terrific. Thank you. Just under 2 minutes left. Question number 6. What's one valuable free action that you could direct people to valuable free resource that you could direct people to that's going to help them a little more?
Sure. If you go out to my website, The Sales Hunter, it is great. When you got the last name Hunter, you got to use it. And yes, that's my real last name. Check the birth certificate. But anyway, thesaleshunter.com. There's a little piece up there, free resources, tons and tons of things that people can grab. And the whole website is just littered. I don't want to say it's plugged up because that'd be too much of a reference to sewer pipe. We'll just say it's littered with all kinds of free things that you can grab.
Yeah, I've been there. There's blogs, there's weekly tips, there's ebooks, there's infographics, you name it, it's there, folks. So get your digital butt over to www.thesaleshunter.com. We've got a whopping 1 minute left, Mark. So question number 7 is, what is the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Well, the one question that you should have asked is, why do salespeople have a problem with this to begin with? Because don't they want to close at full price? So let me go ahead and answer it, because I know that was on your mind.
It was. You're right.
It was on your mind. Here's the whole thing. People get excited because they feel every lead is a good lead. Every lead is a great prospect. No. You use the word suspect, and it's amazing. What you really want to be doing is you want to be able to qualify and eliminate. You want your prospects to earn the time to spend time with you. What does that mean? That means you have fewer prospects, but you're spending more time with them. Spend more time with them, you create more value. Create more value, you close at full price.
Less is more. Mark Hunter, thank you so much for those words of wisdom.
Thank you. Great selling.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.